Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. My name is Cristina Revalo. I'm a sugar paste modeling artist, a teacher, a coach for cake artists, Cake Friends Day creative community manager, award winning cake decorator, and representative of international cake competitions. I'm so happy to have you here. If you are a cake artist, a cake enthusiast, or a baker who is seeking some help, in anything related to your time management, social media management, setting your goals for yourself or your business, your mindset towards your business, or even a few hints of how to be part of the international cake community, cake collaboration, and cake competitions, you are in the right place. So, welcome to today's episode. Hello, my sweet friends. Welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Today, I'm here to talk to you about something that has to do with our mindset towards ourselves and that reflects in our business. It's something that I've been listening to for a while. I have to be honest, at the beginning, I didn't know that was called but it is something that happens that is called an imposter syndrome. And today we're going to talk about how the imposter syndrome affects us as cake artists. So, like I said before, when I started, when I started many years ago, or me, I guess all my life, I don't know, I'm not sure. There's always this second doubt. I'm a person that second guess everything that I do. I doubt myself a lot, or I used to be, not anymore. I got help, but I used to be this kind of person that I'm always second doubting everything that I do and second guessing everything that I do. And Searching information about that, I realized that a lot of people was talking about imposter syndrome, and I was like, "What is imposter syndrome?" So apparently, is this syndrome that you feel that you're not good enough for whatever task you're doing. Um, so how do I feel about it? I feel that. Well, now it has a name, but it has always been there. It has always been that thing. The funny thing is that when we are in our place, like we are ourselves, we think we are the only ones who feel like that. Funny enough, this social media and trends and TikToks and whatever has shown us, and podcasts as well, has shown us that we are not alone, that a lot of people feel the same. And it's regardless of their level of expertise, regardless of how famous or how not famous they are, we all go through this imposter syndrome that make us feel like we're not doing good enough. Why? What's going on? Is it our expectations? Is it the expectations that we set for others to have our work? Does it come from a lack of security in what we do? Does it come from society's expectations? Where does that come from? I ask myself all of these questions because it's really daunting. It's really a feeling of, you really feel like you're not good enough, and you really feel like almost giving up when you get attacked by the monster of the imposter syndrome. And even though I looked for help, and I decided to find information about it and seek help about it and work on it, so I won't feel like that. There's a lot of people who feels like it constantly, and it stopped them from becoming better at what they do. It stopped them from participating in events, collaborations, and competitions. It even stopped them from showing their work. And it should not happen because we're all growing, we're all learning, we all started somewhere. Nobody was born an expert on anything. And the process of learning has to be respected, not matter where you are at. If you're a beginner, if you are in a comfortable middle position, intermediate position, that you're like, okay, I'm doing okay, or if you're an expert on whatever it is, uh, every step of the way, every stage has to be respected, has to be celebrated, and each step has their own importance. So I guess the imposter syndrome comes from a place where I'm not comfortable where I am. I always think that I shouldn't be where I am, either if I'm a beginner in the middle of an expert. There's always something else that I should know, or I'm just not comfortable where I am. And that comes also from a feeling of maybe not being aware of how much you have achieved, and maybe not being aware of how thankful you should be for where you are at your work and at your life, and the pace that you took you to get there, and the process, being happy, thankful, and respectful of your own process. That's what helped me get out of my imposter syndrome. Is not a feeling of, oh, okay, I'm settling here. This is where I am. I'm happy where I am, and I'm never going to improve. No, it's a feeling of, I'm thankful and happy for everything that has brought me to this moment, and I cannot wait to see what the future holds for me. So you change that imposter syndrome from some sort of hope to what the future is going to bring you. This is how I feel about the imposter syndrome. Probably I'm just talking a lot of mumbo jumbo here, but I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a therapist. I'm just sharing with you how I feel about this, and how this, in some moments of my life, has stopped me from becoming, participating or risking things in my business, of course, in the cake business, and how overcoming this has helped me do all that I do now, because I'm just doing it. I'm not thinking about if I feel like an imposter or not. So, this is how I feel about it. But I'm going to share with you a few tips that have helped me, and that it might help you overcome this imposter syndrome as a cake artist. So, let me ask you if this resonates with you, because this is how I realized that I was going through this. Was looking, scrolling through social media, and then you start seeing everybody's work, like your colleagues, your peers, people that you admire, or people that you don't know, but you get caught on the beauty of their work. And because my business social media is only cakes. So I'm the only thing I see is cakes. And you start scrolling and looking, you start comparing yourself to others, like, oh, they look at this person, look what they did. I never thought of this. How did they do this technique? This is amazing. I never thought of this could have been done, and why didn't I think of it? And then you start second guessing everything that you have done in your work. It's like, oh my god, my work doesn't look like this, my pictures don't look like this, I don't have enough followers like they do. My pictures don't get as many comments, and then you guys start getting this overwhelming feeling of, oh my god, what am I doing, what am I doing? And then what I used to do is just stopped and go back to my own profile and check out my work like I was new in here, like I've never seen this before. And I was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. It's like, okay, I've done pretty good things. Well, if I were a customer and I look at these cakes, I will say they're pretty cool. Well, I do have more followers that I had last month, or I have more comments now that I had before. So you start checking how far you have grown and you have come, and that like balance that feeling of comparing myself to others. So a lot of the imposter syndrome comes from there. You start measuring your work from the work of others, and that's a no-no, because all of these people that you're comparing to, they're either started before you, or even if they started after you, they might have a talent that for you is something that you need to work on, or they might have equipment that you don't have, or they might have, I don't know, a social media team that you don't have. So as I respect their path, you have to respect your own. Do not compare yourself to others. The only person you should compare yourself in the cake decoration business, is you. You have to be better than you were yesterday. That's it. Because how many cake artists are out there? If you're going to start comparing to yourself to every single cake artist, honey, better just, walk away and find another job, because it's going to be so tiring, so daunting, and so exhausting. It's like, don't do it. um you are your Only competition. You. I'm going to be better than I was yesterday. That's the first thing to fight the imposter syndrome. Do you feel that this imposter syndrome might come from the lack of knowledge on how to price your cakes, how to organize your business, how to set a business plan, how to price your hours correctly? Well, it could happen. If you need any help on all of the things that I just mentioned before, I want to remind you the last episode we had here, the amazing, also cake coach, Karen McFadden, who helped us with some information about pricing correctly, pricing your hours, cake business, and much more. If you want more information about all of this and a lot of tips for your cake business, I will recommend you to go into the Cake Circle. That is her program to help cake enthusiasts, bakers, and cake artists to organize their cake business and to price correctly. I will be leaving here the links in this episode's notes, not only to the Cake Circle, but also to her new upcoming program, the Cupcake Party, which is a very interesting idea on how to create some revenue in similar to what used to be a Tupperware party, but creating cupcakes with people. So it's going to be really fun. Also, I'm going to be leaving the link to a very useful program she has, that is the cake calculator, where you calculate the prices of all the ingredients of your cakes and automatically calculates the price of your cake. And you can update it as prices go up. You can do anything you want with it. So I will be leaving all the links here in the episode description. And thank you, Karen, and thank you to the Cake Circle for sponsoring this episode. How do you feel when you're attacked by this imposter syndrome? I'm sorry, by this imposter syndrome, little monster. I feel it like it's like this little, the pictures when you have like the angel in one shoulder and the devil in the other one. The imposter syndrome is like the devil one, like telling you things that you don't want to listen to. So, what is usually the narrative of that little thing talking to you is, I don't have enough experience. What am I doing? I'm going to make mistakes. So I just don't, maybe I just shouldn't try. Why would anyone buy from me or listen to me or buy my class? Who am I to ask people for money? I don't know how to do this. This is usually the narrative of this little devil thing that is talking to you and telling you that you're not good enough. So, how can we counterpart this? How can we change the mindset instead of thinking all these negative things for positive things that are that I can relate to and that I can understand? My mind can process and say, no, this is not it. So what if instead of saying I don't have enough experience, you can say I can leverage from the skills that I know that I have for my niche. There is somebody out there, even if you're just beginning, there is somebody out there that doesn't have the same knowledge that you do. So you can help that person. Probably you're not going to help somebody that has been in the business for a longer time, that has more skill. You never know, however. But just don't aim to that people. Aim to the person that doesn't have the knowledge that you have and that you can help. Instead of saying, I'm going to make a mistake, you say to yourself, I can learn from my mistakes and grow. Being not perfect is okay. In fact, it's great. People feel more related to you if you don't have this perfect uh, presentation, this perfect YouTube channel, this perfect, I don't know, web page. People will feel like, oh, okay, she's trying just like I am. So, being not perfect, being great, being good is, it must happen. Being good, being okay, being neat. Now, being perfect is actually not necessary. Why would anybody want from me, buy from me? That's another thing that people will say is, I want, well, I'm selling cakes and classes. Who's going to buy from me? Well, I'm able to help somebody that needs my level of expertise, that that needs to know things that I know and they don't have any expectations and just be thankful for either one buyer or 100. Just when you remove expectations from selling and from social media and from everything, oh, believe me, your life is so much easier because you will feel like I'm just doing this to help. Doesn't matter if I help one or 100, I'm helping someone. So that is the best feeling. So don't feel like nobody's going to buy from you. Just feel that you're going to help somebody that doesn't know what you know. And if it's one or if it's 100, it's fine. Still one person that you're helping. And as always, my sweet, sweet friends, these episodes and this podcast is brought to you by my online school, The Art Cake School. It's a school dedicated to sugar paste modeling, cake decoration, gelatin art, and coaching for cake artists. You can enroll in 3 different versions. You can enroll for free in the free subscription plan where you will have access to some of my tutorials and videos. You can also enroll either on the basic plan or on the premium plan, where you will have access to my paid classes. And on the premium plan, you will have included one session a month of coaching just for you, dedicated for you, 1 hour long, just me and you talking and helping you with whatever you need between time management, social media posting, mindset towards your business, and teaching your craft. To go into my online school, just go to www.theartcakeschool.com, and I really, really hope to see you at school. Instead of saying, I don't know how to do this, why don't you think I can always learn in the process? Remember, when I started, remember, no, believe me, when I started during the pandemic, creating the groups and online things, and even when I started my online school, I had no clue how to do anything. And I learned so much that nowadays I'm actually able to help other people in their process, which is amazing. So instead of staying in the feeling of, I don't know how to do it, what about I can always learn in the process? There's another one that we usually hear when we talk or when we are into the imposter syndrome mindset is, I can't ask for money for what I do. Why would anybody pay me? I can't ask for anything like, maybe a partnership or sponsorship or contacting a product or magazine. I can't, because who's going to care about me? What if we change that mindset into, instead of I can't ask for money, I know that what I do has a worth. I know how my work is worth. Whatever it is you're worth, think about it, but it deserves a return for what you do. So, of course, you can ask for money. You can ask for the money that your product is worth. That way, you will feel comfortable doing it. And instead of, I can't ask for anything, or participating in a cake competition or a cake collaboration, or I don't know, or contacting a magazine, what about is, I can prove I deserve it. Deliver it to yourself. I can prove it by just knocking on that door. Knock on that door. What is the worst thing that can happen? They're going to say no. Move to another door. It's not you, it's just not the right moment. So we can change all of this mindset. We can reframe our mindset towards this imposter syndrome. I have to be honest, it's not easy. It's not something that you do overnight, but you can do it. And you can reframe it by, instead of saying I can't, say I learn. Instead of saying I don't know, I'll find out. Instead of is too hard, is a challenge for me to learn. Instead of I will fail, say I'm curious of what will happen in the future. I'm not good enough. I can always be better than myself, than I was yesterday. I'm not ready. There is not a perfect time to be ready. You just have to start. You just have to go and do it. Believe me, I gave a thought about this podcast for so long. And one day I just did it and it happened. and it's growing and it's thriving. And I'm so happy and so thankful about it. This is a good one because I've heard this in our K communities. I'm too old. It's never too late. Never, never too late. My sweet, sweet friend, if you liked this episode, if you love this podcast, I will kindly, kindly ask you to leave me a started review, whatever you're listening to this episode that is available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and I think a couple of other ones. But in any of those, just leave me a review, leave me a couple of stars or 5 stars if you like it. So people will find this episode, the algorithm would put it out there, and more of our K community will benefit from it. Share it with your friends. Download the episode and share them. Share them on your social media and tag me because I will answer you back. Of course, I will. And send me comments, send me your review, send me your feedback. Even if you don't agree with anything that I say, I would love to hear your opinion. You can find me in any of my social media accounts. I will be leaving the links here on this episode description. I'm on Facebook as The Art Cake Experience. I am on Instagram at Christina_The Art Cake Experience, or you can even find me on YouTube, my YouTube channel, The Art Cake Experience channel. So thank you so much for listening, and please, please, please leave me your review and leave me your comments and your feedback. I would love to hear what you have to say about any of these episodes. And before we finish this episode, I want to leave you with a few tips that I not only I have experienced myself, but that I can see a lot happening within the cake community. Is of course the narrative of all this episode and the reason behind this episode is to believe in your work. Stop having limited beliefs because the only person who is affecting is yourself, and you're not going to go further if you're staying into your limited beliefs. But there's another thing that I really want to put out there. I didn't want to make it too long, but I really want to put it there. Don't overcome your imposter syndrome by lowering your peers. This is something that I see a lot in the K community. Like I said, I don't want to talk too much about it because I want to keep the atmosphere very positive. But I see a lot of time that when people feel insecure about their job, their work, their expertise, or their techniques, not only they start comparing with each other with other artists, but they start putting down people or saying mean comments or talking bad behind the backs of other cake artists. And my sweet friends, nothing good comes out of that. The only harm you're causing is to yourself. So don't do it. Don't overcome your imposter syndrome by lowering others. And please do not settle. When I said before, when you become you're thankful for what you have achieved and you celebrate every stage of your cake journey, that means that of course you celebrate it, you're thankful, but you move on. Especially because when we stay in a stage of celebration and thankfulness and just stay there and we're like, oh, we're the best because I won this award, or I did this, or I show up in a magazine. When that happens, that can get into our head. So if you don't want it to get into your head, and if you want to keep growing and keep going on your cake business, like I said on I think it was the previous episode with Karen, if you're here for the long run, don't settle. Always grow, always seek for the next big thing, and it won't get into your head. Always think, okay, I did it, I achieved it, I'm thankful for this. What's next? That's what I do, and this just keeps me going every single time. Uh, with this, I would leave you today with this tips on this episode. And next episode, since we're going through all of these emotions and mindsets, next episode I will be talking about dealing with those negative comments and dealing with those negative reviews as a cake artist. How we face them, how we cope with that, and what do we do with it? So I really hope to see you in or I don't see you. I always say see you. I don't really see you, but I really hope that you are here with me for the next episode. And I will leave you as I always leave you. Stay safe and stay creative, my friends.